We're told that in our 20s, this is what you should be doing. In your 30s, this is what you should be doing. In your 40s, this is what you should expect, But we have to understand that everyone is at a different point in their lives where something is happening, something is about to happen, or they wish something could happen, or, life is just unfolding like it's unfolding. So we all have different life paths, we all have different journeys, we all have different wants and needs, right? Because I also found myself trapped in the idea that I have to be doing something about my life. I spent a lot of my days in medical school. A lot of my years were taken up by medical school. So I put on hold some of the things that I love. One could argue that it was because I lacked proper time management skills or whatever, but basically, I kind of said goodbye to the things that I love, or I could say that I put doing the things that I love on hold for this certain degree. And as time went by, I just felt like, oh, now I'm just too old to be doing this thing. Now I'm just too old to be doing this thing. I should have been doing this thing when I was at this age. I should have been doing this thing when I was at this age. For example, I still want to become a rapper. Yeah. So yes, I really do want to open this door of making music. I really want to make music, and not because I'm talented or anything like that. I just want to make music, you know. So some of those things I still have those little ambitions, those little things that I still feel like I still have like things that I call potentials. I mean, I'm a very good I can draw. Okay, not very good, but I can draw, and it was not a passion of mine. I did not want to, like, it was not something that I wanted to pursue for a very long time, but it's a skill that I have. I can draw, but no one taught me how to draw. I just taught myself how to draw. But I also feel like if I had put some of my focus in there, then I probably would have been better. But I had something else going on. You know the saying that you have to focus on one thing and be better at this thing and be good at this thing so that you can produce results. Well, starting over in your late 20s is not really too late. Like, you need to get that idea out of your head that starting over in your late 20s at the age of 27, 28, or even 30 is like too late. Like, it's really, really not too late, because when you think about it, you're really, really still young. When you're 30 years old, you're really, really still young. Like, for me, it's peak transformation. For me, it's for someone else it could be an age of enlightenment. For someone else it could be an age of transformation. Like, for me, it's like I feel a certain change coming into my life. I feel different. I'm shifting to a different perspective of life. So, and if you think that you can't meet friends anymore, well, you're mistaken. You're mistaken, because your life has not even yet begun. Like, you're still yet to meet friends, good co-workers. You're still yet to meet. Like, just get out of that zone that you've confined yourself in, and just try different things. Just do different things. Just move out, go somewhere, relocate, do whatever. You have the chance to do it now, so do it. The mindset, right? You have a lot of experience, you've accumulated a lot of damage. Aging is basically accumulating damage over time. That is the idea of what it means to age, wear and tear. As time goes by, we humans, we accumulate experience. When you really think about it, we're literally just little children who have now experience of life. Take it like this: when you meet someone who has lived in a cage their entire life, has never been outside, when they come outside, they are curious, right? They're curious about what this is, what does this do, everything. And to them, they are accumulating a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. So there is room for them to grow, because these people have never been outside of that confined space, and now they're outside of that confined space, and now they are curious, right? When you think about it, we are still little children. We just know things now. We just have an experience of life now. And when you keep that curiosity, you get to learn a lot of things. You get to perceive a lot of energy, information around you, everything, but you're not perceiving it at the rate at which you did when you were younger, and you're not perceiving it the same way you did when you were younger. I'm saying this because as you grow, the rate at which you accumulate information, no, the rate at which you receive information, process it, refine it, whatever, and then put it out again, is different as to when you were younger, because now you know things, you can connect bit of some dots there and there. But if that little puzzle is not there anymore, and you're trying to connect the dots, and you feel like, okay, this is kind of incomplete, I'm kind of confused, I don't know what this is, you don't stop there. You have to continue, you have to go on, you have to find the missing puzzle. But you're not going to find it the same way you did as when you were a child. Your curiosity has to have changed now, because now you're older, now you have experience, you're literally different. You know languages, you can hear better now. You don't, you can walk, you can talk, you can do this, you can do that. So it's not really too late at any point where you are. It's not really too late. You just have to know where you're going. Oh no, not where you're going, what you want. And the pathway to get there is clear. It will avail itself to you. All the cards that you have been dealing all these years have accumulated, and now you must play them in your late 20s or your late 30s or your late 40s, whatever. Start at the point where you are, because you've accumulated all the experience that you need to get to the point where you are. So all that experience that you've had, make lemonade. And I've also noticed that as you grow older, you start to give less. So if you're not going to care when you're 50, because like, have you noticed how old people don't literally care? They don't care about anything. They just do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. You have to adapt to their reality. They've had experience of life. They know things that we don't know, and we actually already know those things. It's just that we choose not to see them in that light at that time, because we have a lot of rules in our heads that we heard as we grew up, right? So as time goes by, you are gonna stop caring. You might as well start doing it now. And when I say stop caring, I don't mean getting out of your way to insult someone or do something crazy, something that is gonna disturb the society. The things that you are afraid to do now, it won't matter later that you were afraid to do them. The things you're afraid to say now, the shots you're afraid to take now, it won't matter later that you were afraid to take them. It will only matter that you didn't take them. If you are afraid of getting yourself embarrassed, if you're afraid of people talking about you in a different light, well, guess what? They're still going to talk about you. You're still going to be embarrassed years later when you find out that you could have done that at that time and you didn't. You're going to be mad at yourself. You're going to be mad at yourself. So just think about it. Think about the things that you actually want to do and just start doing them. And try to keep in your mind that all the times that you're not going to care in 50 years, so you might as well start not caring now. And anxiety is alleviated by doing the work. This thing of having anxiety, this thing of being scared before you do something, it just means you're not confident. It just means that you didn't do the work. It means that you're not sure about what you are feeding to the people. I've experienced this myself so many times. I have written so many exams in my life. I don't know. I have done a lot of things, a lot of presentations. I have emceed before in high school, and most of the time I realize that whenever I prepare myself, I get a little bit, I don't get overwhelmed a lot. I don't have a lot of anxiety. I'm more confident. I'm not cold anymore. I'm not, because I really get cold when I'm anxious, right? So that's how I know, like, now I'm really anxious. Besides all the turmoil, the stomach aches, the sweating and all that, but when my hands start to feel cold, I know that I'm gonna die soon. And it's usually because I didn't do the work that was required on this particular day. That is where anxiety, stress, that is where it all begins. And if you want to take care of your skin, and if you want to love yourself, and if you want to, respect yourself, you got to do the work. You got to do the things that you said you're going to do, right? I am currently working on something right now, and to think about this thing all the time is giving me anxiety. And I became aware recently, even when I know that having anxiety means that there's something that you should be doing that you're not doing, right? Well, part of it means that there are other causes of anxiety, but most of the time when we are going to do something, we get anxiety, and we get anxiety because we're not doing the thing that we are supposed to be doing at that time, right? So this project that I'm working on requires me to do this certain thing so that I can give results, right? I have been anxious about this for a very long time. And yes, sometimes you do forget that you are anxious because you're not doing the work. Most of the time I spiral. I clean, I do a lot of things that are not necessary for me to do at the time. Suddenly my hair needs trimming, suddenly I have to do a facial, suddenly this and that, but in reality I'm just running away from the thing that I have to do. And it's also something that I'm actually learning to get over, to just get up and do the thing that I have to do at the time. Eventually I do get to that point where everything is just automated. I don't even have to think about it. But to get to that point, it takes me a lot of time. I go through 5 stages of grief. I have to do all of those things, and it's a work in progress, right? And I can confidently say that I'm getting better at it. I'm also learning to manage my time effectively. Something else, some other element that you would need in your life to thrive is to get rid of the isms, get rid of putting yourself in a box. Oh, I don't eat that because it does this, because I don't like to do this because I am this type of person, I'm an introvert. No, I can't go to the event because, stop putting yourself in a box. You could miss a lot of opportunities because you're an introvert. You decided that you're an introvert, and if you decide that you're an introvert, you won't go out, you won't socialize, you won't see people, you won't talk to people. And if you don't talk to people, how will you get the things that you want? You have to get yourself out of the boxes that you've put yourself in. You have to get rid of the isms. But this is how I talk, this is the way that I am, this is how I was raised. No, it is not. Okay, yes, maybe it is, but it is also your responsibility to take yourself out of that ism. The world is not going to change for you. The world is not going to change for you. Please help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by subscribing and sharing my content with your friends. Also comment and like. I'd love to hear your thoughts.